Hey guys, check it out. It's the brand new 2019 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro, and right now we're going to do an unfiltered buddy review, which means we're going to take it for a ride. We're going to find out how fast it is from 0 to 60. We're going to see how well it rides. We're going to give you a complete walk around, and at the end of this video we're going to tell you whether you should buy it, rent it, lease it, or forget it. But as always, for these unfiltered real-world buddy reviews, I need a buddy.
Hey!
And today I have not only a buddy, but my son Tommy. So Tommy, you just washed this truck and it froze. It's so cold out here.
Yes, it was like washing something on an ice rink. It was awful.
All right, well, let's start as we always do with what's under the hood. You want to open it up?
Yeah.
So this is the brand new 2019 TRD Pro, and the Pro means that you get, well, you get the same thing that you get under the hood of the regular Tundra, but you do get these two, should we call them enhanced artificial fake hood scoops? What do we call them, Tommy?
Yeah, vestigial
Hood scoops. And under the hood, there's no difference. It's the same venerable, and by that I mean relatively old, 5.7 liter V8 that puts out 381 horsepower and 401 pound-foot of torque. And what's it mated to, Tommy?
So this is mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. In the Toyota world, this engine's called the 3UR FE. It's used pretty much all over the world. This is the same engine you'll find in a 200 series Land Cruiser. In this case, the 6-speed automatic is nothing particularly special. You know, it's not a very fancy engine. It doesn't have any turbochargers. It's not some kind of weird alloy. It's just a basic V8, but it works and it sounds glorious.
Yeah, and we'll show you and we'll let you listen to how it sounds, because one of the cool things that you get when you get the TRD Pro is you get the TRD exhaust. And even though this engine is the same engine we have in our long-term Land Cruiser with the same output, one of the things about this power plant is that it's extremely long lasting. So, you know, you could easily put 300 miles onto this thing without needing a rebuild.
No, I think you could put 200 or 300,000 miles.
Oh, yes, yes. So let's talk about the TRD Pro. I think this Arctic white color is one of the special TRD Pro colors. It's pretty cool. Why don't you show them the wheels and some of the special features you get?
Right, so I love this about the TRD products. Down here we have rigid fog lights. They look very off-roady. They're LEDs. It looks like a LED pod you'd find on a aftermarket off-road rig. We also have these awesome, I love these wheels. These are the Pro, TRD Pro BBS forged wheels, 18 inches, really nice red accenting in the middle there, love it. And you'll see, hiding behind these really awesome 18-inch wheels, is a TRD tuned Fox off-road shock set. So pretty trick suspension underneath. This one is all blacked out along the side. The iForce V8 there is blacked out. The Tundra is blacked out. And I'm gonna be completely honest, doesn't matter if you're a Ford guy, Ram guy, Chevy guy, I think this Tundra TRD Pro is the best looking half-ton by far out there. I think it looks better than a Raptor. I think the design is cleaner. I love the two-tone look. It's just beautiful. I love the design of the truck.
Yeah, what I don't like is the tires, right? Those are Michelin LTX all-terrains for their ultimate off-road truck. This just isn't a beefy enough tire. It did really well going up Goldmine Hill, and you can watch that video on our truck channel, but overall, you know, this is not a great, at least in terms of looks, beefy, meaty tire with big, you know, lugs that feel like you should take it off-road. Well, let's show them the bed, and yeah, it's frozen, Tommy. So we told you it was a little cold. It's frozen, so unfortunately we can't open it, but you know, it's a basic bed. There are tie downs both in the bed, and over here there's a system that if it wasn't frozen you could move around. So nothing earth-shattering. What is earth-shattering, and kind of the only thing in its class, is that rear window in this truck.
Yeah.
And I'd show them taking it down, but it might be frozen as well.
Yeah.
But the whole window comes down. Unlike most half tons, that whole window actually goes into the cabin, and it's really cool. Otherwise, you know, it's a standard truck. It tows well.
Yeah,
that's frozen too.
Yeah, no, it's not. We got our easy to access hookups here. So we have our 7-pin and then our 4-pin. You know, really located nicely compared to the receiver here, and then we also have our hook points, which are easy to access as well for safety chains.
Let me go start it up, and you guys got to listen to this, okay? Because it sounds phenomenal.
So one thing you do get with the TRD Pro package is this TRD exhaust, and it just sounds amazing. Listen to this. Oh yeah. Just such a good sound out of this 5.7 liter V8. The great thing about the Tundra, it's one of those trucks, just like the Land Cruiser, where if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's talk about that inside, because it is freezing.
All right, so Tommy, people might be making comments about now, it's so cold, you just started it up and revved it cold. We didn't rev it cold. We've had this thing running a while because we knew it was freezing outside, so the truck wasn't cold when I revved it.
Yep.
The other thing I want to tell you is the interior of this truck is missing some features that a lot of half tons have, and namely a heated steering wheel and heated seats. I would love to have those right now.
Well, not even a heated steering wheel. It's missing like a leather wrapped steering wheel.
Yep.
It's missing automatic climate control. But, and I know what you guys are going to comment, that's actually, to at least a lot of the YouTube commenters out there, one of the biggest appeals to the Tundra, right? It's simple, it's durable, it doesn't have a lot of these creature comforts that a lot of other trucks have that could go wrong, right? It's just a very basic, very honest truck in here. And I think that means a lot to some people.
Yeah, but for $51,000, which is the cost of this truck, you don't have automatic climate controls. You do have these big knobs, right, that are easy and work with gloves, and I love that about this truck. You also have a pretty tiny screen, and this is two big things, Tommy, that are missing in this truck that would probably keep me from buying it, potentially,
Yep.
and you may disagree. So number one is, really, where's the USB? There's an auxiliary here, right, sorry, there's an auxiliary here, there's an auxiliary there. I think there's one USB port hiding
It's
there.
In here, yeah, USB.
Yeah, and today in this interconnected world, having only one USB port seems pretty old school.
Well, how many do you need?
I think you need at least two.
Why?
Because, like, if I'm driving and you're driving and both of our phones are dead, I want to be able to. I guess you could use the cigarette lighter and do one of those old school ones.
Yeah.
The other thing that's missing is a lockable rear diff.
So
now, you don't care about that.
Well, look, I think it would be really nice to have, especially on an off-road truck. But really, the amount of times you'll use that locking rear diff is so minimal in the real world that it's not a deal breaker for me. You do get, according to Toyota here, A-Track,
Yep.
and you do get an auto LSD.
Yeah.
So you do have a somewhat sophisticated way to transfer power left and right. So it's not going to be a deal breaker in my opinion, but it would be nice to have, especially on the most off-road worthy Tundra.
Yeah, I mean, and you do have two wheel drive, 4 high and 4 low,
Yep.
but there's that little button that says lock, and let's face it, all the trucks that this competes against, be it a Ford FX4 or a Raptor,
Yeah.
it kind of falls in between them. It does probably directly compete against the Ram Rebel,
Yeah.
and even the Nissan Titan Pro 4X, they all have locking rear diffs.
But the G80 has, or the
Silverado
Trail
has,
Boss is a G80, which
that's
is a
right.
locker sort of.
It's kind of like a Detroit locker, so it's somewhere between what this has and the full locking diff.
Yep.
All right, so shall we take it for a drive?
Yeah, I think we should.
What do you think of the interior otherwise?
I really like it. I like this red stitching on the dash.
Yep.
With a little bit of leather here. I think that looks great. I like the contrasting, it's plastic, but the aluminum look trim here. It's a very cohesive design, and that's kind of one of been my big complaints with the Nissan, is that it just kind of looks like someone threw buttons all over. Not in the Tundra. I mean, it's a really nice design. We've got these big knobs that are easy to use in gloves, and a really big TRD shifter down here too that goes into gear easy. It's very satisfying to use.
It's also the oldest design in the half-ton world, right?
Yes.
This is now, it was refreshed a few years ago, so they did modernize kind of the look of it.
Well, so what this truck is
Yep.
a second generation Tundra.
Yep.
It's called the XK50 internally, and the production of the second generation Tundra started in 2006, and then there was a major refresh in 2014.
Yep.
So this truck is now in its current version about 4 years old, but the platform dates back to 12 years.
Yeah, that's why I said it's the oldest truck in the land right now, and it feels it. I mean, it's starting to feel in some ways a little dated, a little past its prime. The great thing about Toyota is that they move very slowly, so they're never going to be the first. They're never going to be the rabbit. They're always going to be the hare, right? Because they want to make sure that everything they do to the truck gives it longevity and gives it that Toyota longevity and quality that people have learned to love, and so once again, they're not going to be first, and I do appreciate that. I feel like this is a truck that gives you a lot of value for your money, right? For $51,000, you know this truck is going to outlive me.
Right. Well, I mean, you do get some nice things, right? So you get the Toyota Safety Sense package.
Yeah.
So pre-collision system with pedestrian detection, dynamic radar, cruise control, lane departure alert, with sway warning system, automatic high beam. So they do, you know, there is some modern tech that you'd come to expect in a new truck. You also have LED headlights.
Yep.
You have LED daytime running lights. You have these really cool LED fogs. I mean, all that stuff adds up pretty good.
Yeah, and you do have this glorious exhaust note, which we're about to listen to because I'm about to floor it. So how fast do you think it will be from 0 to 60? Here we go. Sorry there, Ian. I just. Oh yeah, there you go.
8.7.
Yeah. That was really good. And unfortunately, our little tool that tells us how loud it is
Yep.
is over by you.
Yep.
So let's see how loud it is.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, between 61 and 63.
Now hold it up by the sunroof and see if that changes. No?
65.
Okay, let's try one more thing.
64.
So that exhaust is really noticeable. I can really hear it behind us. And I gotta tell you, I think some people might get tired of it. I don't think I ever would. I think it just sounds magnificent.
But I don't think it's too intrusive.
No, it's not.
So that's not a huge deal. So in this Tundra, we have a trailer brake controller integrated,
Yep.
right, with an adjustable gain.
Yep.
We also have a tow haul mode.
And I think it's got the best and largest fuel tank in the business. I want to say this fuel tank is a 36-gallon fuel tank, if I remember right. It came out initially after the refresh with the smallest, and one of the things that Toyota does really well is they actually listen to their customers. And when this truck first came out, it didn't have an integrated brake controller after the refresh, and it didn't have a large fuel tank. And I remember me and you drove it from here to Phoenix, and we only got, I think, about 150 miles of range before we actually started getting nervous and having to look for.
Yeah.
And now it's either 33 or 36 gallons. Don't hold me to that, Tommy, but it's a lot.
Let's see, what else can I find on the thing
Are
here.
you hungry, by the way?
I am hungry.
All right, let's see if we can find snarfs. Here we go.
Yeah. Navigation.
Navigation.
I need
Try again.
I need directions to snarfs.
Which POI would you like?
I need directions to snarfs.
Navigate to this point of interest?
No. It's trying to take me to Starbucks.
Yeah, it didn't understand that we wanted to go to Snarfs and not Starbucks. So apparently to the Tundra, Snarfs and Starbucks sound very similar. I guess they both do start with an S. All right, so what else do you get with this bad boy?
So the color is super white. It's
Super
not
white.
Arctic white.
I'm going to call it Arctic White because I don't like that.
Black leather.
Yep.
We actually have our government safety ratings.
Yep.
So overall score is 4 stars. Side crash protection is 5, rollover is 4, and then frontal is 4.
How about fuel economy?
14 combined, 13 city, 17 highway. So not brilliant.
Yeah, this is where the old school V8 really is old school. I mean, you know, it's probably got one of the worst fuel economies in the business right now.
Let's see, our little dancing girl, our rough road is coming up here.
Yeah. See how much she hulas. 1 being no hula at all, 10 being the epic hula of all times. This is our rough road. And she's actually doing really well, Tommy. I was expecting a much higher hula.
No, I think she's probably hulaing a 3 or a 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3. It's actually really well dampened, and the ride. Sometimes you get in the truck and you feel like you need to put a couple 100 pounds in the back, or you need to be towing a trailer for it to settle down.
Yeah.
This one actually feels really good. I think it might be those tires as well, and the suspension. But yeah, it's a really well dampened and comfortable truck. It also is honest. You know what I mean? Like the old Titan was honest. It was what it was. It's like one of those. It's like a golden retriever, right? It doesn't pretend to be, let's call it a giant poodle where it's all poofed out, right? And it's something that you're showing off. This is just an honest truck, and it's honest in terms of what it does, and it's honest in terms of what it looks like. So this is a very off-roady truck, and it's very good off-road, and it's the kind of truck that I think anybody who buys will be happy with for a very long time. And that's how I feel about this truck, at least.
Okay, so there's some other stuff we should talk about.
Yep.
This infotainment screen here, it's pretty small. It's a 7-inch display. Obviously, we have satellite radio here. Applications include navigation. We have phone, messages, traffic.
That's pretty old school, dude.
Yeah, it's the graphics are a little PS2.
Yep.
But the rest of it is actually very easy to use. So, you know, we have our home menu, multi displays here, weather, maintenance, and then the actual center console screen, I think, is pretty darn good as well. Full gauge pack, so we have oil pressure, we have voltage, water temp. I mean, it's very thorough for what you get.
Yeah, easy to read, easy to understand, and you do get this complete Toyota safety suite of safety equipment, which I really like, you know. So it gives you
and automatic high beams, right?
Yeah. It gives you the basics. In terms of kind of what it competes against, I would say the Titan Pro 4X.
Yeah.
Probably maybe like.
Okay, well, there's a bunch of them. Ram Rebel.
Yeah.
Trail Boss.
Yeah.
In between the FX4 and the Raptor.
Yeah.
You know, the off-road trims of its competition, it's not quite Raptor level, I don't think, right? It doesn't have a drastically different body. It's got a different grille on the front of it than a standard Tundra, but it's not any wider. It's got different wheels, but the tires aren't that drastically bigger than a standard Tundra. So it's kind of in between an FX4 and a Raptor. And it's Joyon's 3 siblings, right? So there are 3 new TRD Pros. There's the new Taco TRD Pro. There is the 4Runner TRD Pro, and then the Tundra TRD Pro. Of those 3, which one is your favorite?
The 4Runner.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love the 4Runner. It just suits me the best. I'd probably go with the Tundra next, and then the Taco last. I know people love the Taco, but I just love full-size trucks, so I love the room that's in here. So because of that, not because this is more off-road worthy or it's better off-road. I think that Tacoma is actually better off-road. It's got a locking rear diff, but I just love the room in this, and I love the capability of this. This is a truck of contradictions, right? So the engine is powerful, it's gutsy, it's long-lived, it's proven, but it's really thirsty, right? The truck has all the off-road gear that you'd want, except for the locking rear differential. So it looks very off-road worthy, but it doesn't have the one thing that every other competitor has, you know. The interior is kind of basic in a good way, so it's easy to use, it's very straightforward, and yet it's missing a lot of the creature comforts like heated seats or heated steering wheel, even a leather wrap steering wheel. So there's a lot of contradictions in this truck.
Well, I don't know if they're contradictions, though, because you can have a basic interior and lack the features, right? I mean, once you start adding more features, stuff gets complicated.
Yeah, I mean contradictions in terms of me wanting to buy it. So I want the simplicity of it, but then I'm torn because I don't have the heated steering wheel. I want this great V8, but I'm torn because it gets 14 mpg, right?
Okay.
I want this look and the feel of the truck, but I'm torn because it doesn't have a locking rear differential. So that's what I mean in terms of contradictions. If I were buying that, those would be things that I'd be like, I love it, but, you know, there's love it, but.
Right.
Right? That's, you know, I love the fact that it's got that roll down rear window. That's so cool.
Yeah.
And I would try it, but I think we'd break it, so let's not do it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go outside. Let's give them our final rating. All right, Tommy, on the TFL scale of buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it, what are you going to give the Tundra TRD Pro?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a strong buy it.
Wow.
I really like the truck. I like the off-road package. You get the skid plates, you get the really cool wheels. I think it's somewhat affordable in terms of the off-road tech you get with the Fox shocks. You're missing the rear locker. I love the design. I love the simplicity. The engine's going to last. It's a good truck.
All right, I'm so close to a buy it, but I'm going to have to give it a lease it because I think you lease it for another 3 years and there's got to be a new Tundra coming. We don't know anything about a new Tundra coming, but I suspect at some point Toyota has to be working on one because everybody else has a new truck and they can't be left in the dust. So I say lease it and then wait for the new one to come out and then buy that one. So that would be my recommendation.
Well, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of our TFL Real World Buddy Review. We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, and if you want to see how it did off-road, head on over to TFL Truck where Nathan and Andre took it up Gold Mine Hill. It did really well, and Andre says kablooey for some reason.
Yes, he does.
See you guys next time. Ciao.